In this video, we are going to be looking at filters. Okay, filters. I love filters. So filter is more like an effect that is being carried out, or that is being carried out on a particular layer, a particular image. And there are two ways to add filter. You can add filter to a rasterized layer, and you can add filter to a smart layer. Now, adding filter to a smart layer is something you can do and delete. Okay, it comes under the layer as an effect, but when you add filter to a rasterized layer, it merges with the layer, and you cannot undo that unless you use the history panel. Okay, now let's look at how we can add one or two filters in this particular image. And to do that, you go to your filter menu and you quickly go to your filter gallery, where you see a lot of filters that you can use on this particular image. Now, this is the filter windows, and I'm going to reduce the size of the image so that we can view the whole size right here. As we apply filters, you see the changes that is being carried out in this particular case. Now you see a list of filters, each categories of filters. We see artistic, brush strokes, distort, sketch, stylize, and texture. Now you can decide to use an artistic feature to kind of add to this image. As you add that, you discover that this image looks more artistic than normal. Okay, now you can use brush, make it look like a brushed image. Depending on what you want, there's a lot of filter here, but there's one thing I want us to treat very well, which is the options with selecting a particular filter. All right, now the colored pencil has been selected here, and let me change that quickly to film green. Now if I decide to increase the grain strokes, you discover that the image becomes more it becomes more increased with the grain effect. And as I increase the highlight area, watch what happens. It looks more original. And if I reduce the intensity, now if you look at the image, it kind of leaves the normal stage to something more artistic in nature. Now if you see that, you discover what I'm talking about. Now the picture is looking more stupid, permit me to say that. Now you can decide to choose a particular effect from here, ocean ripple, and you can decide to say, I think I love this. Now you can decide to reduce the ripple size to make the picture look more original, like an ocean rippled image. Now, like I said, we have a list of categories here. You can try out for yourself. I think there are many of them, but that is how it works. Now, for any selected effect, you can decide to use the options on this particular area to kind of select that. Okay, so you can add more layers of a particular effect, like I've done here, and you can do that from the box below, from this area below, where you have ocean ripple twice. Now I can decide to off this to kind of reduce the size, and I can decide to say I want to add another layer. This time around I want to add a glass effect, and to do that I will just add a glass effect as a different layer. And when I check this, you discover that the glass effect is now added to the ocean ripple effect, and we have something like this. Now if you after working with the image and you want to accept what you've worked on, you can just click on OK to accept changes and apply the filter to your image. Now mind you, this is for testing purposes only. You can kind of use this to achieve great results on an image, and nevertheless achieve something outstanding as well. So let's look at some other things we can do on our filter menu. Now you can decide to blur out a picture, to distort a picture. to noise, pixelate, and I'll do some other things on the picture, but I'm going to be limited on the blur field. Now, to apply a blur to a filter, you see we have a number of blur options here. We have average, we have blur more, and like that. Now, the Gaussian blur is the type of blur I like using because it permits you to blur this image in a particular way that looks uniform in nature. Okay, now depending on how you want to blur it, I believe we all know what blur is, and depending on what you are doing, you might want to blur your image, or you might want to blur one or two things you're working on for one reason or the other, best known to you. So that is where you can get the blur from in Photoshop, and you can decide to apply any kind of blur depending on how you want it. Okay, so let me apply the lens blur so that we'll see how it looks like. Now, the lens blur looks like there is a lens covering the image, and depending on how you set it, you achieve a result based on your settings. Okay, now the source of our lens, I'm going to use transparency, and I'm going to use a pentagon lens. Okay, now if you change this, you're going to see what I'm talking about, how it kind of works in on the image. Okay, so play with these settings and you discover that you come out with something more outstanding on your image, and you can decide to go back and look at the distort, the noise, the pixelate, the render. We're not going to trade all this here. Maybe in other courses, as you go through our platform, we're going to touch filters, Photoshop filters as a course, and you're going to see how all these can be used to achieve great results.